E3 2020 has unfortunately been cancelled, which is a shame. It's one of the highlights of my year, and with the new console generation upon us, things just won't be the same without the big announcements and cringe compilations. But what if E3 wasn't cancelled? Well, dear viewer, I invite you to kick back, close your eyes, and imagine with me what could have been for E3 2020. On the first day of E3, you wake up early to watch your favorite streamer react to the Microsoft press conference. Microsoft comes out swinging with a trailer showcasing 30 indie games for approximately 2 seconds each. Phil Spencer then announces that they are all available right now on Xbox Game Pass. You think that one of the half-dozen hand-drawn indie puzzle platformers looks pretty neat, and you will never get around to playing it. Microsoft spends its first 20 minutes detailing the specifications of the new Xbox X Series X, Xbox One X, Xbox X, as the audience silently nods along like they know what the hell a teraflop is. Halo Infinite gameplay is shown. It looks alright. The CEO of CD Projekt Red comes onto the stage, literally just says the word cyberpunk and walks off. The video of this instantly becomes the most upvoted post in Reddit history. Then the gameplay trailer for Elden Ring is shown, and then it instantly becomes the most upvoted post in Reddit history. For a brief moment, the future looks bright for Xbox, until they randomly decide to double down on Gears of War again. Like, come on guys, it's just embarrassing at this point. Still though, you end up mildly impressed by Microsoft's press conference, and you'll definitely end up buying an Xbox Series X, Xbox X Series X, Xbox X, 2 years after you buy a PS5. All Sony really has to do is show 5 minutes of gameplay from the new God of War and people will say they won E3, but Sony's overconfidence may be their downfall. The last time Sony had a dominant lead in the console market and revealed a new PlayStation, it didn't go too great.
$599 US.
And in their press conference this year, they do a whole lot of talking about how great the PS5 is without showing many games, which roughly translates to, look guys, we have no good launch titles except like frickin' Spider-Man, but just like give us a year, it'll be great, I swear. Sony then reveals that all of their franchises are being rebooted into third-person M-rated, very emotional cinematic experiences full of lifelike motion-captured performances of actors being sad. You're really looking forward to the Crash Bandicoot reboot. The gameplay demo they showed where Crash had to beat his family to death with a tire iron looked really good. Somewhere in this conference, Knack 3 is mentioned, and Donkey makes that the punchline of his E3 recap video. It is a good video. From within his vast white void of nothingness, Doug Bowser announces that several games that have already been available for the PS2 for 20 years are now getting Switch ports. There's also a bunch of new JRPGs that all look the same to you, but they're important to some people, so good for them. Doug then reveals a surprise first-party title from Nintendo that stars one of the secondary characters from the Mario universe, like Wario or Toad or someone like that. In a rare admission of fault by Nintendo, Doug admits that the online systems in Animal Crossing New Horizons are lacking by modern standards, but he urges you not to worry, as a team of researchers at Nintendo have recently stumbled upon a 2-month free trial for Xbox Live, and are hard at work trying to figure out what a friends list is. Then he shows the new Zelda and it's amazing. The Bethesda conference starts and the oddly enthusiastic crowd cheers as a crappy mobile game version of Doom is revealed. The devs of Wolfenstein come on stage and mention how people hated their last game and try to laugh it off. Unfortunately, they are not Todd Howard, so this does not work. The next presentation is about Deathloop, the new game from Arcane Studios. You're still not entirely sure what that game is supposed to be, and oddly enough, the entire presentation is given by the Ghostwire Tokyo lady. Todd Howard then takes the stage to thunderous applause. He reveals the subtitle for Elder Scrolls 6, it's Valenwood by the way, but sadly offers no other details. He then tries to convince you that Fallout 76 is good now, but you don't believe him. He ends the show by saying he was totally gonna reveal some sick Starfield gameplay, but due to the coronavirus, the game's not ready yet. Instead, they just show some panning shots of Bethesda Studios along with some artists saying how excited they are, you know, kinda like Bioware did for Mass Effect Andromeda. You set an alarm to wake up and watch the EA conference, but the first half of it is just about sports games, so you kinda feel like Andrew Wilson knows your 2 hours of sleep. Some poor employee from DICE is sent out onto the stage to lie through his teeth about how the next Battlefield game is totally gonna be good this time.
That might be a lie, but I'm sticking with it.
Another new Star Wars game is announced, and it looks suspiciously similar to the cancelled 1313. You play as a roguish smuggler guy, and the game promises to explore the moral gray area of the Star Wars universe by showing one good guy kill one innocent guy one time. Bioware closes the show by announcing they're making another KOTOR game, and the entire Twitch chat looks like this. Ubisoft will show off that new Watch Dogs Legions game. Remember that one? Did you forget it existed like I did? And hey, look, there's a new Assassin's Creed Origins game. It's Vikings this time. That's kind of cool. And could that be a new Far Cry game? Wow, it looks just like all the other ones. They'll do that weird live-action Just Dance thing again, and then the show will end with the Ubisoft CEO coming onto the stage with a picture of Sam Fisher, ripping it up, and then lighting the scraps of paper on fire. You forgot the PC gaming show existed, so you didn't watch any of it, but they finally had a show where over 50% of their content was just ads. With all the major press conferences over, everyone returns to their usual routine. Nintendo shows all the gameplay footage you actually want to see in that weird Treehouse livestream thing, gaming news outlets stream developer interviews nobody watches, and publishers go back to figuring out how to turn all their beloved IPs into terrible, terrible mobile games. But despite all the cynicism the online gaming discussion can bring, you still have a soft spot for E3. For 3 magical days in June, you were excited about video games again.
A world where games like Fortnite come to life.
This is very cool, being able to hang glide.
It is pretty cool. Woo!